So here we are. The next thing that I am going to install is, excuse me, sorry for that. The next thing that we're going to install is Homebrew. Okay, the missing package manager for macOS. Makes your life as a developer a lot easier. Okay, so I am going to copy this to my clipboard. That's what this little icon is for. Click. What does Homebrew do? It will tell you all about it when you come here to this site and read. Okay, so I'm going to open my command line. I'm going to type clear, and then I'm going to type that in, checking for sudo access, which may request your password. Password is what did this say? This script will install. Okay. Press return, enter to continue, or any other key to abort. So I'm going to press enter, and it is installing Homebrew now. So again, as a developer, I would like to stress that it is very important to read. It is very important that you read. You will save yourself so much headache, so much time if you just read through things. Because when something goes wrong, it does tell you. It tells you what is wrong and where to go and how to try and fix it. So yeah, this is going to take a second, but I'm going to leave it there. I don't know why it's saying that because I already have Xcode tools installed right here. Fingers crossed it will figure that out. But yeah, I'm actually going to go make myself a cup of coffee while this works. And again, I'm leaving this. I will try and put in the comments below at what time this stopped, you know, how long it took and what time it stopped, so you can skip to that time for the next steps. So I'll be right back. BRB. Okay, so it's asking me for a password. I'm going to put my password in. And this is part of the reason that I installed Xcode tools, because without having it installed, this process of installing Homebrew would have taken double the time, because I'm sure it was able to find, the stuff that's already there, that's already installed, that it needed. But again, had I not installed it, I would have got a lot more errors and would have had to perform a lot more steps. So that was the reason that I installed Xcode tools first. And really, all Xcode tools is an IDE for developing iOS software applications. I don't use it. I have used it. I don't use it. I use VS Code. I think when I got into development and started, that was just my favorite IDE that I really liked, so I just stuck with it. It does everything you need it to do. It is through Windows. It's Microsoft. It's a Microsoft product. It's not a macOS product, but it works everywhere. What was the other ones that I used? Atom. Was it NetBeans? I don't remember, but it was a very long time ago when I first got into development. I used other IDEs, but I've been using VS Code for the last several years. It's my favorite. I'm sticking with it. So this is still going. So right now, I am looking up on my phone what am I looking up on my phone? ZSH. ZSH on my Mac. So when you're a developer, you have to use source control. And one of the source control versions that's very popular that many people use is Git. And in order to use Git, you have to have your computer set up a certain way. I'm going to be using ZSH. And that's what I'm looking for right now. How to get that set up properly on my system. The ZS, okay, this is what I found. Sour Bahajat? I can't remember. I don't know how that's pronounced, sorry. But this is a credible resource. I think I've used this before. The Z shell, also known as ZSH, is a Unix shell that is built on top of Bash, the default shell for macOS, with additional features. It's recommended to use ZSH over Bash. It's also highly recommended to install a framework with ZSH, as it makes dealing with configuration plugins and themes a lot nicer. We've also included an env.sh file where we store our aliases, exports, path changes, etc. We put this in a separate file to not pollute our main configuration file too much. This file is found at the bottom of this page. Install ZSH using Homebrew. And again, Homebrew what does Homebrew do? Homebrew installs the stuff you need that Apple or your Linux system didn't. So it manages packages and all kinds of things that you want to install on your system. Okay, so that's why ZSH or why I installed Homebrew first. Okay, installed my terminal, then you install Homebrew, then we're going to set up ZSH, then we're going to install NVM, and then we're going to install Visual Studio Code. And then from there, we'll start talking about HTML and CSS and JavaScript and beyond. So let's check on the status of this. Resolving, it's still going. It's not done, even though it says done. If it were done, I would have my terminal line there, but it's not. It's not done. Okay. On my phone, I am reacquainting myself with installing ZSH. Okay, so install ZSH using Homebrew, brew install ZSH. Now you should install a framework or a framework. We may recommend to use OhmyZSH. That's what I used on my old laptop, so that's what we're going to use today. Note that you should pick one of them and not use both. I'm glad they put that in bold because that is very true. Sometimes people will be like, oh, well, I'll just have both just in case. No. In computer programming, you want to pick one tool and not have a lot of duplicates because it helps you resolve errors faster. It keeps things clear and organized. You know where to go when a problem happens. So it's just a lot better to not install the same type of application. It takes up space. It's just unnecessary. Okay. So note that you should pick one of them, not use both. This configuration file for the ZSH is called .zshrc and lives in your home folder. Okay. OhmyZSH. OhmyZSH is an open source, community-driven framework for managing your ZSH configuration. It comes with a bunch of features out of the box and improves your terminal experience. To install OhmyZSH, you can use this for the curl. Okay. The installation script should set ZSH to your default shell, but if it doesn't, you can do it manually. Okay. Configuration. The out-of-box configuration is usable, but you probably won't want to customize it. To suit your needs. The official wiki contains a lot of useful information if you want to deep dive into what you can do on those, but we'll cover the basics here. To apply the changes you make, you need to either start a new shell instance or run, plugins. Add plugins to your shell by adding the name of your plugin to the plugin array in your ZSH plugins. Get colored man pages, colorize pip, Python, brew, OSX. You'll find a list of all the plugins on OhmyZSH wiki. Note that adding plugins can cause your shell startup time to increase. Okay, the syntax highlighting plugin adds beautiful colors to the commands you are typing. Clone the ZSH syntax highlighting plugins repo and copy it to OhmyZSH directory. Git clone plugins, ZSH syntax highlighting. Auto suggestions, enforce changes, themes. Okay, versus command line interface. Okay, next steps. Run brew help to get started. All right, installation successful. Woo! Homebrew is enabled anonymous aggregate formula. Homebrew is entirely okay. Is run my time. I do need to consider donating. Not consider, I need to donate. Next steps. Run brew help further. Okay, so brew. You know what? I'm just going to say brew version. Homebrew 3.6.20. So now that that is done, the next step is to install ZSH. So here we go. Be right back.